the markets are actually going up, real estate, stock markets, and crypto have been heading up. Meanwhile, most people are waiting for a looming recession. Been waiting for 2 years that we'll be on the right side of the markets. So that's standing out to me because there's still a lot of bears, and the bears will dissipate as the market continues up, which is just typical.
Hi guys, we're back on the couches. I've got the Pizzino Brothers all the way from Queensland, all the way from Gold Coast. They've came down to check out the conference here in Melbourne. Jason and Michael, welcome to the couches. How are you doing, boys?
Excellent, thank you very much.
Yes, very good, mate. Thank you.
How's the conference treating you so far? I know you got a few little events on for your members and things like that. So yeah, what are you liking about it so much?
They're treating us very, very well. Good to see you guys in person again.
Yeah,
and that's what I enjoy about the conferences. To see the guys that we're always talking to online, we get to see everyone in person. Yeah.
And you guys are running a little member event here as well, catching up with some of your own
a little member event.
Unofficial, officially unofficial.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, coming up soon.
Yeah, beautiful. Michael, everyone wants to know about the markets right now. I want to just very briefly touch on the markets.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's standing out for you right now? I mean, there's been a lot of hype in the last 6 weeks. Jason, Jason has gone. Are you gone contrarian again? But I'm going to go to Michael first. What are you seeing, man? What kind of trends are coming out? What do you think is getting people as excited? So excited.
Yeah, there's definitely been a few standout altcoins that have really, I think, surprised a lot of people. We haven't seen a fully fledged altcoin breakout, but there's been a few select that are really getting a lot of people's attention, getting a lot of people very excited. I think there's a bit of anticipation that's going to continue to flow on to the rest of the altcoin space. But overall, a lot of coins looking quite solid. Bitcoin's obviously been looking great for quite a while. Yeah, so market's looking quite healthy.
What's driving it in your mind? I mean, everyone's putting the finger on the ETF conversations. Is that the key driver at this stage for you, Jess?
I always go back to the simple things. The key drivers are the buyers.
Fair enough.
I don't know anything about the news, but at the end of the day, we don't need to know, because if the demand is there, the prices are going up. Once you already know about the news, it's too late. You know, what's the key driver? We'll find out probably in 3-4 months' time exactly what it was, but I guess it is leaning towards something like ETF news or AI narrative or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is the charts, and they were up months ago, and that's what we've been looking at, hitting those altcoins that are popping off. Yeah.
I guess from a macro perspective, you often talk about the macro events happening.
Exactly.
I know you say I'm not reading the news right now, but is there anything else that's standing out that people might not be aware of outside of those ETF conversations? Obviously, there's a wars going on at the moment as well. Is there anything else that's standing out for you at the moment?
Something that's standing out massively is the contrarian side of me, which we've been talking about for a very long time now, that the markets are actually going up. Real estate, stock markets, and crypto have been heading up. Meanwhile, most people are waiting for a looming recession. We've been waiting for 2 years. And so we've just been very fortunate. We've been on the right side of the markets that time. So that's standing out to me because there's still a lot of bears, and the bears will dissipate as the market continues up, which is just typical. Yeah.
I had a conversation about 15 minutes ago with a guy called Robbie Coleman. He's part of the Litecoin Foundation, so individual asset. I
would love to. Yeah, I love to talk about the Litecoin chart.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. But something that he said that stood out for me was, right now is the next wave of investors 2017 bull run, right? Which is strange when you kind of think about it, because we've been around the space for quite a long time. We feel like we're almost tired at this stage, right?
You can be a veteran after 6 years, seeing 2 cycles.
A veteran for sure.
Yeah. And that's what something that he kind of said to stand out was, some people are just getting started right now. I guess, would you guys, especially considering the last 6 weeks of volatility and people are excited, FOMO is going to kick in very soon if it hasn't already. What, I guess, pieces of advice would you give those very new crypto investors looking at it now and wanting to get started?
Have a plan. Have an exit strategy before you get in the market. I think that's probably one of the most important things.
Learn how to trade is a big one if you want to be getting into this thing. But in terms of the FOMO, I think this is probably like the pre-altcoin season. We're having a very good run, and then the bigger one is to come. So get prepared now for the bigger one.
How's your confidence levels in terms of where we're actually at in the cycle? Are you have conviction on that right now, Jess?
My confidence levels are usually a bit too high, and Michael brings me back into alignment. Right on. So that's why we're a very good team. Yeah.
I mean, it is easy to get caught up in the wave when we see, Solana's a standout. Everyone's kind of saying, "Oh, you need to buy Solana. It's gone $400." So like,
Yeah, I mean, it's gone already. You know,
it has. That's right. But I mean, that's what the retail investor generally looks at. They look at the big green shoots and they actually think there's going to be another same again, or there's going to be more green shoots. And
well, we think there will be another one, but I think there's going to be a pullback. And I'm talking, I guess, for an altcoin trader, probably a bit more macro over the terms of weeks and months, which is macro for an altcoin trader. You know, they're looking at hours and days. But yeah, I think we'll have a pullback on these alts, and then you'll get the big one.
I think people are very much sick of hearing me talk about regulation over the last couple of days, and I won't bore you guys with it too much. But I guess, do you see regulation right now as being one of the major hurdles for like mass adoption in kind of air quotes?
I think regulation is always going to be part of the question mark and part of the issue. Whether that's going to be the actual thing that stops mass adoption, I can't see it yet because of where we are in the cycle and the mania's really picking up. I just don't know if it's going to take hold fast enough, essentially.
In terms of Bitcoin itself, what part, I guess, of the cycle do you think we're in now? Moving into the halving cycle in is it April or so next year? How, I guess, do you predict, or how do you see that trend playing out between now and the halving?
I've covered that a lot on my YouTube channel, going to some specifics about the cycle. And I guess it all depends on the definition of someone's cycle. And obviously I have my own definitions. Michael has similar ones. But I see it as a 4-year cycle, not a halving cycle, being 4 years. And I would say in terms of a bull market, I take it from the exact low to the exact top in price. And I would say we're about a third of the way through the bull. Probably, let's say 18, 24 months left for the bull. And retail mania starts to come in with the last 12 months. So we're not there yet, but the low section, that last 12 months, that's the low. So we're kind of in the halfway period, but at the beginning of the halfway period.
Accumulation zone for me.
Reaccumulation.
We've been in accumulation for a long time. Some people are slightly on the fence whether they've missed, and they have missed quite a bit of that accumulation phase, right? We've seen Bitcoin drop back to sub 15, around 15 grand US. We're up on 37, I think, at the time of recording or something like that right now. So I guess that's the time to accumulate. I know, Jason, you look at fear and greed and indicators like this quite a bit. We do as well. In terms of all-time highs, that's something that people often ask. Is Bitcoin going to go back to a new all-time high? Is Ethereum going to go back to a new all-time high? I guess how do you guys frame that? Or might start with you, Michael. Like, how do you think about the importance of all-time highs and hitting that next cycle?
I mean, I just look at the market in terms of trends. Trends are up. We've broken a bunch of resistance. So as long as those trends are pointing up, I think there's no point getting too caught up in the importance of hitting that all-time high. There's a long way to go until that. So yeah, something I say a lot. Just got to take the market one step at a time. Trends are going up. Just keep going with it until there's signs of weakness.
Level? The market has to break for it to remain this bullish.
We've broken one of the most important ones just recently, 34,500 US. So that's a very positive sign. We're well ahead of that, which is always awesome to see, especially for our members and everyone that's been following along with us as well. The next key level isn't too far away, actually $42,000. So in terms of the next steps, that's the one to be looking out for. I do think that there's quite a high probability that we're going to be getting to that all-time high again in this cycle. So time will tell.
So that's about a 12% move from where we're at pretty much right now.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be much to get there at all. But I mean, I'm much more shorter term. And once we see these hurdles break down, then, bulls are on in the bigger macro sense.
That's when it starts to go crazy. Yeah.
Looking forward to it, boys.
Yeah.
For people that don't know you or don't follow you guys, where can they find you guys?
YouTube, X, Twitter, whatever.
All the places.
Yep. But mainly YouTube is where we're at.
Jason Pizzino, Michael Pizzino, if you guys looking for them on YouTube. Anything you're following around, tapping into crypto and SwiftX, you'll find the boys hanging around there as well.
Exactly.
I've done a fair bit over the years, so boys, lovely to have you on the couch. And,
you too, mate.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
See ya.
Cheers, mate.